Hello guys, and you're welcome back. So let's fix our eye and see why we're having some of that deviation, because if we actually turn this off, you can actually see that that's totally different from the eye we have. So one thing to do is to open this up, and let's say I'm on the left eye group. I can dial down the opacity quite low, and then I can zoom in and see where I'm having those differences, and I'll try to match that up, and pretty much that's it. So if I go over here to this shape, we can actually see it's totally different, right? So I'll just try to line that up a little bit like that, and I'll use the node tool to slightly adjust this shape, and I'll just drag this point over here and then push this and then drag this point here as well. All right, so now we can also see the general outline shape here. We'll just try and line that up with our initial design. So I'll just push this here, and you can see with just a little changes. So let's just go ahead and convert this to a curve and just drop that point, and see that we need to gently align this shape till it just covers our design like that. And next, I actually noticed there's a very huge difference between this shape right here. So let's turn off some of the major shapes and then see how we can fix that real quick. So let's go back and turn the opacity back up. So I'm actually seeing we just have a nice little peak sharp shape that goes in here, and we actually totally went and did something totally different. So for this, what we can do is try to set this shape to match up with this inner shape. So you can actually see these lines, these blue lines. I'm just trying to align this blue line to make sure that it matches with the initial shape. I'll just move these handles up and push this towards the back like that. And we have another Bezier handle we could always push like that. So let's bring everything back and see how it looks now. So let's just zoom out a bit and turn that off. So we need to slightly adjust this. Let's just push this back in there and drag this over here. And I believe here it's actually thinning away to indicate it has a nice little brow shape here. And let's turn that off and bring it back on. I think we almost got it. We need to just pull this down a bit and drag that down still, and then push this edge here. So you can actually see we don't really have to automatically follow that design perfectly, but it actually helps if we have something that's closer to our design. We'll be much happier if that happens. So let's see, let's just push this back in there like that. And let's just look at that. Yeah, so I'll just leave it like that. And then I also noticed this section isn't really curved like that. It's actually a bit flatter. So if we turn that off, you can actually see how that looks like. And in fact, what we can do is to dial down the opacity, and you can see that difference there. So let's bring this back up like that and push this one back up here, and then try to drag it down. So again, it doesn't have to be a perfect match, but at least we're getting closer to our original design. And I'll just move that down a bit just to put it slightly here. All right. So you can see with a little bit of adjustments, we can try to see how our eye is matching. So here, again, this inner shape isn't really rhyming. So let's open this up and turn this off, and then eyeball that and see that we need to just rotate that, widen this up a bit, and then slightly push this in there. Or we can use the node tool, turn that off, eyeball it, and then see how we can just fix some of that weirdness. So I'll just drag this over here like that. Now I'll just turn that off, and we'll just push this in a little bit and rotate this handle. So let's look at that now. I think we can just move this up a little bit. And there. So you can see actually how we quickly worked on that. You can go ahead and always try to tweak and refine the shape till you actually get a shape that you desire, but that's totally fine. So now we fixed that. Let's work on this little nose shape right here. I'm going to introduce the pencil tool here with that weight of 2, and I'll turn off use fill, and with that I'll just click here and drag this shape like that. Let's do another one for this nose shape here. I'll just drag that. Maybe I'll need to undo to do that again. So let's just go over here and drag like that, and then for the little shape we'll just do this. So if we click away, you can see we've actually done the nose. So let's group this nose section here. I'll click on that little shape and then this little bulky dot right here, hit Ctrl G, and I'll call that the nose. So basically in this section all we did was readjust our design to make sure it matches at least closely to what we initially created, and then after that we just created our nose. So in our next section we'll continue working on parts of the character.